Hi everyone, welcome back to Prakasham Tutorials. In this video, I am going to discuss about concept of sampling process. Analog information is formatted using three separate processes, so that are sampling, quantizing, and coding. In signal processing, sampling of signals is the important operation. In signal processing, sampling of signals is very important operation or fundamental operation. In signal processing, sampling is the reduction of a continuous time signal to a discrete time signal. Sampling is the reduction of a continuous time signal to a discrete time signal. A sample is a value. A sample is a value or set of values at a point in time and space. Sampling process is a process of converting continuous time signal into discrete time signal and recover back when we sample the signal is at Nyquist rate. And what is the Nyquist rate? That will be discussed next. And the statement of the sampling theorem. Sampling theorem is the fundamental bridge between continuous time signal and discrete time signal. Now coming to the statement of the sampling theorem. The sampling theorem is stated into two parts. The sampling theorem is stated into two parts. So that are frequency domain statement and time domain statement. And the frequency domain statement is a band limited signal having no frequency component higher than f suffix m Hz. F suffix m is the maximum signal frequency. A band limited signal having no frequency components higher than fm Hz is completely described by the sample values at uniform intervals less than or equal to 2 fm apart. So this statement is called as frequency domain statement. And the second statement of the sampling theorem is time domain statement. And the time domain statement is a band limited signal having no frequency component higher than fmH may be completely recovered or reconstructed from the knowledge of the samples taking at the rate of at least 2 fm samples per second. So this statement is called as time domain statement. The sampling theorem is stated in two parts. So that are frequency domain statement and time domain statement. So simply the sampling theorem is stated as a continuous time signal can be represented in its samples and can be recovered back when the sampling frequency f suffix s is a sampling frequency. The sampling frequency fs is greater than or equal to twice the highest frequency component of the message signal. That is, f suffix s is greater than or equal to 2 fm. Here, f suffix s is the sampling frequency and f suffix m is the maximum signal frequency, highest frequency component of the message signal. And this is the statement of the sampling theorem. So let us consider analog signal or baseband signal f of t and its Fourier transform. The Fourier transform of the analog signal or baseband signal, band limited signal is shown in figure. So this f of t is the analog signal and this is the spectrum or Fourier transform of this analog signal. And consider periodic impulse train, and this is the figure of the periodic impulse train and its Fourier transform or spectrum shown in this figure. And what is the sample signal? The sample signal is obtained by multiplying the message signal f of t with periodic impulse train. So we get sampled version of the signal. So the sampled version of the signal fs of t is equal f of t into ft of t. Sampled version of the signal is the multiplication of the analog signal with periodic impulse train. So the graphical representation of f of t with multiplication of delta of t is, this is the graphical representation of sampled version of the signal, and its spectrum is shown in this figure, and this is the spectrum of the sampled signal. Consider a band limited signal f of t having no frequency component beyond f suffix m Hz. So that is, the Fourier transform of the band limited signal is equal to 0 for magnitude of omega greater than omega m, and f of omega is equal to 0. F of t is the band limited signal. And find out the, okay, when the signal is multiplied by a periodic impulse function. So delta of t is the periodic impulse train. So this band limited signal is multiplied by a periodic impulse train. The product is a sequence of impulses. The product is a sequence of impulses located at uniform intervals of capital T seconds. The strength of resulting impulse, this is the sampled version of the signal, and this is the strength. The strength of the periodic impulse is equal to the value of f of t at this corresponding instant. Let delta t, delta t of t. Delta is the impulse function, del of t is the impulse function. Del suffix t of t be an impulse train which samples at a rate of fs Hz. The sampling rate of the periodic impulse function is fs Hz. This sampling rate is achieved by multiplying f of t by delta of t. T suffix s is the, capital T suffix s is the sampling period. Capital T or capital T suffix s is the period. The sampling period is the reciprocal of the sampling frequency. That is, capital T suffix s is equal 1 by fs. Okay. Mathematically, the sampled version of the signal is given by or defined as fs of t is equal f of t into delta of t. The spectrum of the sampled signal. Fs of t is the sampled version of the signal. Find out the spectrum of the fs of t. The spectrum of the sampled signal fs of omega can be determined using frequency convolution property. So we know that the statement of the frequency convolution theorem, the Fourier transform of 2 pi f1 of t f2 of t is equal f1 of omega convolution f2 of omega. And this is the property of the frequency convolution theorem. So using this property, now here we can determine sampled signal spectrum of sampled signal spectrum. So now here there are two signals. What are the two signals? One is the band limited signal, that is f of t, and the second signal is periodic impulse signal. So here the function f1 of t is the f of t and the function f2 of t is the periodic impulse function. So therefore the Fourier transform of 2 pi f of t into delta of t is equal. So the Fourier transform of f of t is f of omega, and what is the second function? Impulse function. The Fourier transform of delta of t is omega naught into del omega naught of omega. So using frequency convolution property, the Fourier transform of 2 pi f of t delta of t is equal convolution of Fourier transform f of t with Fourier transform of periodic impulse train. So this LHS side, this 2 pi is coming to the RHS side. We have 1 divided by 2 pi. But f of t into del t of t is the sampled version of this signal. F of t into del t of t is the sampled version of the signal, that is fs of t. So therefore the Fourier transform of fs of t is equal, this 2 pi is coming to the RHS side, we have 1 by 2 pi into remaining RHS term. F of omega convolution, omega naught is the fundamental frequency. We know that the fundamental frequency omega naught is equal to 2 pi capital T into del omega naught of omega. Now here numerator and denominator 2 pi is the cancel. We get the Fourier transform of the sampled version of the signal is capital Fs of omega. Capital Fs of omega is the spectrum of sampled signal. So which is equal to 1 by capital T into f of omega convolution del omega naught of omega. So this is considered as equation 1. Therefore, the spectrum of Fs of t can be obtained. The spectrum of Fs of t, that is Fs of omega, can be determined by convolving f of omega and del omega naught of omega. The spectrum Fs of omega can be determined analytically. The periodic function del omega naught of omega can be written as the sum of the impulses located at omega is equal to 0 plus or minus omega naught plus or minus 2 omega naught plus or minus 3 omega naught plus or minus 4 omega naught and so on. Now here in this waveform, and this is the waveform of the periodic impulse function, and this is the spectrum of the periodic impulse function. So in this function, del omega naught of omega can be represented as the sum of the impulses located at omega is equal to 0, omega is equal plus or minus omega naught, omega is equal plus or minus 2 omega naught, omega is equal plus or minus 3 omega naught, and so on up to infinity. Therefore, the periodic function del omega naught of omega can be written as del omega naught of omega is equal del of omega plus del of omega minus omega naught plus del of omega minus 2 omega naught plus and so on plus del of omega plus omega naught plus del of omega plus 2 omega naught plus del of omega plus 3 omega naught plus and so on. The RHS term of this equation is written as in terms of summation sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity del of omega minus n omega naught, and this is the equation of the periodic impulse function, Fourier transform of the periodic impulse function, that is del omega naught of omega, and substitute this del omega naught of omega value into equation 1. This is equation 1. In this equation, substitute the value of del omega naught of omega. So we get from equation 1, we get the spectrum of the sampled signal Fs of omega is equal 1 by t into f of omega convolution del omega naught of omega, but del omega naught of omega substitute here, we get Fs of omega is equal 1 by capital T f of omega convolution sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity del of omega minus n omega naught. The RHS term of the above equation is written as 1 by capital T sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity f of omega convolution del of omega minus n omega naught. So we know that According to sampling property of the delta function, the property of the sampling property of the delta function is f of t convolution del of t minus b is equal f of t minus b. And this is the property of the sampling property of the delta function. And this property in time domain representation, this property is in time domain representation. Similarly, in frequency domain representation, now here the RHS term of this equation f of omega convolution del of omega minus n omega naught. Using sampling property of the delta function, f of omega convolution del of omega minus n omega naught is equal f of omega minus n omega naught. Okay, therefore, the spectrum of the sampled signal fs of omega is equal 1 by capital T sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity f of omega minus n omega naught. In this equation, the summation represents f of omega minus n omega naught. In this equation, summation represents f of omega repeating for every omega naught radians per second, as we obtained in graphical convolution. Therefore, the spectrum fs of omega, and this is the sampled version of the signal, spectrum of the sampled version of the signal. The fs of omega will repeat periodically without overlapping provided, without overlapping or non-overlapping provided. Now here in this waveform, and this is the waveform of the sampled version of the signal, and this is the spectrum of the sampled version of the signal. In this waveform we can observe that there is no overlapping provided, there is no, and this is the non-overlapping area, and this is non-overlapping area. Fs of omega will repeat periodically without overlapping provided. Okay, without overlapping provided, omega naught is greater than or equal to 2 omega m, where the fundamental frequency omega naught is equal to 2 pi by capital T, and the fundamental maximum angular frequency omega m is equal to 2 pi fm. We know that angular frequency omega is equal to 2 pi f, omega m is equal to 2 pi fm. On both sides 2 pi is cancelled, 2 pi is cancelled, we get 1 by capital T is greater than or equal to 2 fm. Capital T is the sampling interval, sampling period. The reciprocal of the sampling period is the sampling frequency. Sampling frequency. So Fs is greater than or equal to the sampling frequency. Fs is greater than or equal to 2 fm. Concept of Nyquist rate and Nyquist interval. F suffix s is the sampling frequency, capital T or T suffix s is the sampling period. The number of samples per second is called sampling rate. When the sampling rate Fs becomes exactly equal to 2 times of maximum signal frequency, then it is called as Nyquist rate. Once again, the sampling frequency Fs is exactly equal to 2 times of maximum signal frequency. It is called as Nyquist rate. The Nyquist rate is also called as minimum sampling rate. The Nyquist rate is also called as minimum sampling rate. Similarly, the Nyquist rate is also called as minimum sampling rate. Similarly, The maximum sampling interval is called as Nyquist interval. Maximum sampling interval is called as Nyquist interval, and it is given by the sampling period Ts is equal 1 by 2 Fm. In terms of frequency, the sampling frequency Fs is equal to Fm. And this is the sample spectrum at the Nyquist rate. And what is the Nyquist rate? The sampling frequency is exactly equal to 2 times of maximum signal frequency. Fs is equal to 2Fm. And this is the waveform of the graphical representation of the sampled spectrum at the Nyquist rate. Now here in this waveform, we can observe that when the continuous time band limited signal is sampled at Nyquist rate means Fs is equal to 2Fm, the sampled spectrum Fs of omega contains non-overlapping or without overlapping successive cycles of Fs of omega repeating periodically. But now here the successive cycles, but they touch each other. The cycles are touch each other as shown in this figure. Therefore, the original spectrum f of omega, f suffix fs of omega sampled spectrum. Fs of omega is the sampled spectrum. And what is the original spectrum? F of omega is the original spectrum. Therefore, the original spectrum f of omega can be recovered from the sampled spectrum by using low pass filter with a sharp cutoff frequency FM hedges. And this is the concept of the Nyquist rate. And what is the previous condition? The previous condition is oversampling. And what is the condition of the oversampling? The sampling frequency is greater than or equal to 2 times of maximum signal frequency in that waveform. And what is that waveform? Fs greater than 2 Fm spectrum. Fs greater than 2 Fm. The spectrum is, and this is the spectrum of the sample frequency. Sample frequency Fs is greater than 2 Fm. So now here in this waveform we can observe that the sample frequency Fs is greater than twice the maximum signal frequency. The sampled spectrum Fs of omega contains non-overlapping repetition. Non-overlapping repetition means, so in this cycle some space is there, that is non-overlapping repetition of f of omega. Non-overlapping repetition of f of omega, and this spectrum is the graphical representation of Fs greater than 2 Fm. Now here we discuss Nyquist rate. And what is the Nyquist rate? Fs is equal to Fs is exactly equal to 2 times of the maximum signal frequency. And this is the waveform of the Fs is exactly equal to 2 Fm sampled spectrum. So now here in this spectrum we can observe that when the continuous time band limited signal is sampled at the Nyquist rate, the sampled spectrum Fs of omega contains non-overlapping repetition or without overlapping successive cycles of Fs of omega repeating periodically. But the successive cycles, but they touch each other as shown in this waveform. Okay. Effect of undersampling, aliasing effect. In previous videos, I discussed oversampling and perfect sampling. Here I am going to discuss about undersampling condition. So what is effect of undersampling and what is aliasing effect? When a continuous time band limited signal is sampled at a rate lower than Nyquist rate. So that is Fs is less than 2 Fm. In previous we discussed Fs greater than 2 Fm and Fs exactly equal to 2 Fm. Now here we concentrate on undersampling. So that condition is Fs is less than 2 Fm. If the sampling interval capital T or T suffix s is larger than 1 by 2 Fm, then the successive cycles of the spectrum, sampled spectrum of the sampled signal Fs of T overlap each other as shown in this figure. Now here there are different cycles. Now here the cycles are overlapping and this is the overlapping area. So this overlapping area is called as aliasing effect. And this is the sampled spectrum of the sampled signal at Fs is less than 2 Fm. Hence, the signal is undersampled when Fs is less than 2 Fm and some amount of aliasing is produced. So that aliasing as shown in this waveform. So this shaded region is called as aliasing effect. And what is aliasing? Aliasing is the phenomena. Aliasing is a phenomena in which a high frequency component in the frequency spectrum of the signal takes identity of a lower frequency component in the spectrum of the sampled signal. So now here in this there is no better reproduction. This one can be eliminated by using following cases. How to avoid the aliasing effect? The aliasing effect can be removed by two cases. So that are prior to sampling, a low pass anti-aliasing filters are used to eliminate unnecessary high frequency component. That is the first condition. And the second condition is the sampling frequency slightly higher than the Nyquist rate. So using these two conditions, we can avoid aliasing aliasing effect. Recovery of the signal from its sampling version. How to find out the original signal from the sampled version of the signal? The low pass filter is used to recover the original signal from its samples. This is also known as interpolation filter. And what is the original signal? F of t is the original signal. And what is the sampled version of the signal? Fs of t is the sampled version of the signal. And f suffix m is the maximum signal frequency. Using low pass filter to recover the original signal from the sampled version of the signal. The original signal f of t can be recovered in the frequency domain by passing its sample version to a low pass filter and its cutoff frequency is fm Hz. For a function f of t sample at Nyquist rate, and what is the condition at the Nyquist rate? Omega naught is equal to omega m or fs is equal to 2 fm. That is the condition of the Nyquist rate. For a function f of t sample at Nyquist rate omega naught, which is given by omega naught is equal to omega m. So we know that the spectrum of the sample signal, and this is the low pass filter, and input to the low pass signal is sample version of the signal and its spectrum fs of t and fs of omega, and it is passed through the low pass filter. We get the original signal f of t and its spectrum. And what is the spectrum of f of t? F of omega. And this is the spectrum of sample signal, and the spectrum of the sample signal is multiplied with gate function. We get original spectrum. And the low pass filter, and the spectrum is passing through the low pass filter. This low pass filter is considered as a gate function. This low pass filter is considered as a gate function. This is the waveform of the gate function. So multiplying this spectrum with gate function, we get the original spectrum f of omega. So we know that the spectrum of the sample signal is already calculated, and this is the equation of the spectrum of the sample signal, that is fs of omega is equal 1 by capital T sigma n is equal minus infinity to infinity f of omega minus n omega naught. Now here omega naught is equal to omega m at the Nyquist rate. So this equation is already calculated. This is the equation of the spectrum of the sample signal. The recovery function from its sample version fs of t is the low pass filter has a cutoff frequency. The low pass filter, and this is the low pass filter, the cutoff frequency of the low pass filter is omega m radians per second. The transfer function of the low pass filter is a gate function, and this is the gate function. Hence, f of omega can be recovered from fs of omega by multiplying with gate function. So that is shown in this figure. So therefore, from this figure, f of omega is equal fs of omega into capital T g suffix 2 omega m of omega. The original spectrum from the above figure, the spectrum f of omega is equal fs of omega into T g suffix 2 omega m of omega, where 2 omega m is the width of the gate function. The function f of t can be determined by evaluating inverse Fourier transform of f of omega, which is determined using time convolution theorem. So using inverse Fourier transform, the original band limited signal f of t can be determined, and also using time convolution theorem. And what is the time convolution theorem? The Fourier transform of convolution to time domain signals is equal to multiplication of their spectra. That is the time convolution theorem. Now here, using time convolution theorem property and inverse Fourier transform, we can obtain the original signal f of t. So in the above equation, taking inverse Fourier transform on both sides, above equation means this equation. In this equation, applying inverse Fourier transform on both sides, we get f inverse of LHS term is equal f inverse of RHS term. F inverse of f of omega is f of t, and using definition of the inverse Fourier transform 1 by 2 pi and using time convolution theorem. What is the statement of the time convolution theorem? Multiplication of two time domain signals is equal to multiplication of their spectrum is equal to convolution of two time domain function. So using the time convolution property, fs of omega t g2 omega m of omega is equal fs of t convolution t 2 omega m and the Fourier transform of the gate function, and capital T is the amplitude of the gate function, and 2 omega m is the width of the gate function, and f inverse of the gate function is sampling function of omega mt, which is equal to 1 by 2 pi fs of t. Capital T is the fundamental period. The fundamental period capital T is equal to 2 pi by omega naught into 2 omega m, sum of omega mt. On RHS side, 2 pi is the cancel. We get the signal f of t is equal fs of t convolution 2 omega m by omega naught, sum of omega mt. So the original signal f of t can be determined at the Nyquist rate. So that is omega naught is equal to 2 omega m. Now here substitute omega naught is equal to 2 omega m. That is at Nyquist rate. We get f of t is equal fs of t convolution 2 omega m by 2 omega m into sum of omega mt. And numerator and denominator 2 omega m is the cancel. We get the signal f of t is equal fs of t convolution sum of omega mt. The sampled function fs of t can be considered as a sum of impulses. The sampled function fs of t can be considered as a sum of impulses located at sampling instant n into capital T, small n into capital T, having the strength equal to sample value function at that instant, and which is shown in this figure. So therefore, the sample function fs of t can be written as fs of t is equal sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity fn into del of t minus nt. The sampling instant n into capital T is the sampling instant, and f suffix n is the strength of the sampled signal, where fn is the nth sample of f of t. And substitute this fs of t value into above equation. Above equation means this equation. Substitute sampled function fs of t value into this equation. We get the original signal f of t is equal sigma n is equal minus infinity to infinity sigma n is equal minus infinity to infinity. Fs of t is fn into del of t minus nt convolution sum of omega mt. Using sampling property of sampling function. So what is the property of the sampling function? Using sampling property of the delta function, integral minus infinity to infinity x of t del of t minus t naught dt is equal to x of t naught. Now where the impulse function exit at t is equal to t naught, so which is equal to x of t naught. Similarly in continuous case, now here del of t minus nt convolutions of omega mt. Now here the impulse function exit at t is equal to nt. T is equal to nt. So therefore, using sampling property of the sampling function, the RHS term of this equation is written as sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity fn sum of omega m into t minus nt. Multiplying omega with within the bracket term, we get this is the equation. And capital T is the fundamental period. The fundamental period capital T is equal to 2 pi by omega naught. So calculate the original signal f of t at the Nyquist interval. Omega naught is equal to 2 omega m, and substitute omega naught is equal to 2 omega m. 2 omega m. We get the original signal f of t is equal sigma n is equal to minus infinity to infinity fn into of omega mt minus nt. This equation represents the function f of t can be constructed by multiplying its samples fn by a sampling function, which is shown in this figure. So this is the recovery of the signal from its sampled version of the signal.